We will have Pledge of Allegiance and Invocation, if she chooses, by Councilwoman Burrs.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, thank you so much, Councilwoman Burrs. We have no special presentations today. Can I get a motion on the minutes? Okay, they'll stand without objection. Council, today under final reading, we have several items, and if there's no objection, I would like to take items A through F as a group. All right, Madam Clerk.
Item A, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone properties located at 706 and 17 Manufacturers Road from M1 Manufacturing Zone to RRV6 Riverview Zone and RRF6 Riverfront Zone subject to certain conditions. Item B, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone property located at 4980 Lily Lane from R2 Residential Zone, C2 Convenience Commercial Zone subject to certain conditions. Item C, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone properties located at 1204, 1208, and an unaddressed parcel in the 1200 block of East 35th Street Place, 1214 and 1216 East 35th Street Place from R2 Residential Zone and R5 Residential Zone to M1 Manufacturing Zone subject to certain conditions. Item D, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone unaddressed property in the 1700 block of Mulberry Street from R2 Residential Zone to UGC Urban General Commercial Zone, subject to certain conditions. Item E, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone property located at 2001 Riverside Drive from M1 Manufacturing Zone to C2 Convenience Commercial Zone, subject to certain conditions. Item F, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone property located at 850 Oak Street from R3 residential zone to R4 special zone subject to certain conditions.
All right, Councilman Ledford, followed by Councilman Henderson.
Move to approve, Madam Chair. Second.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk, item G, please.
An ordinance amending Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 11, Article 20, short-term vacation rental certificate, and creating a new Chapter 38 zoning, Division 27, uses requiring short-term vacation rental certificates.
Second.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance is on the first reading. Madam Clerk, could you read item A?
An ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone property located at 2701 Benton Avenue from M1 Manufacturing Zone to R3 Residential Zone.
Right, is the applicant present? All right, any opposition present? All right, Councilwoman Knoll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That should be from manufacturing zone to R2.
So from M1 to
Yes,
R2?
yes.
Are you proposing that?
Yes.
Is it amendment?
Amendment to it.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. An amendment from M1 to R2.
R2.
All right. Is there? It's a motion to amend?
A motion to amend, sorry.
Second, thank you. It's been motioned and properly second for the amendment, and we want to move on that amendment. Okay. Can I get a motion?
Motion to amend.
Motion as amended.
Vote on the motion to amend first.
Okay, motion to amend, vote on the motion to amend. All in favor?
Yes.
All opposed? All right, amendment, a motion to amend carries. Now we'll vote on that as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries. That's changed from M1 to R2. All right,
Thank you, Madam Chair.
all right. Madam Clerk, could you read item B?
An ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone property located at 1013 South Greenwood Avenue from R1 residential zone to UGC urban general commercial zone, subject to certain conditions.
Okay, is the applicant present? Any opposition? Councilwoman?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. I am going to ask for another week of deferment on this. The neighbors were not in favor of, so I'm going to see if we can get together and maybe scale it down and address the parking. Those were their concerns.
All right, defer this until May 23rd.
Yes.
In the form of a motion?
Yes.
All right. Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Under Public Works, item C.
An ordinance closing and abandoning an unopened right-of-way in the 3500 block of Brandon Avenue as detailed on the attached map, subject to certain conditions.
Okay, Councilwoman Hill.
Madam Chair, this is in your district. I move to approve. Second.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Thank you so much. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Madam Clerk, item D.
An ordinance closing and abandoning an unopened right-of-way in the 2200 block of April Street as detailed on the attached maps.
Okay, Councilwoman Knoll.
Move to approve.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Resolutions, item A under council office.
A resolution confirming the appointment of Buell Connell to the Police and Advisory Review Committee for District 6 to complete an unexpired term beginning May 17, 2023 and ending August 9, 2026.
Councilwoman Byrd.
Move approval.
All right, any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. If there's no objection, I would like to take items B and C under economic development as a group. Madam Clerk?
Item B, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a lease agreement in substantially the form attached with the Hamilton County Board of Education relative to Washington Hills Community Center, parcel number 129FB012, consisting of approximately 17.7 acres. Item C, a resolution authorizing the mayor, his designee, to enter into a third agreement to exercise option to renew with Chattanooga Flying Disc Club, Inc., in substantially the form attached for disc golf courses at city public parks for daily use and tournament play for an additional term of 1 year for the term through June 30, 2024.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Item D on the mayor's office.
A resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointment of Anthony Sammons as the Chief Equity Officer.
Okay, Councilman Hester.
It is indeed an honor and a privilege to make this motion for the approval of Tony Simon to the Chief Equity Office. He's given his life to the uplifting of humanity. He's truly been a service to our community. At this time, I nominate, we want to confirm Tony as the Chief Equity Officer. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Ledford, as a second. All right, thank you so much. Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? I have Councilwoman Coonrod.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Let me give you some real words to say about Mr. Sammons. You missed the important piece. He's from the west side, a dedicated person to our community. Them words kind of didn't seem like it came from the heart. But just before me serving on council, just being a part of a neighborhood association, Anthony was always making sure that we had the equitable resources to come into our community and making sure that we had everything we need to thrive. And I appreciate that, not just in the neighborhood association meetings, but outside of that, even in other endeavors that he participate in, he's always been a voice of reason. So with this new position, I'm really looking forward to working with you in it and making sure that we address the issues like the elephant in the room that we often sweep up under the rug that need to be addressed when it comes to equity, and it's not just a word that we're just throwing around and using it because it's the trending word to say. Like, we really need to uncover some things within government and really work on what equity truly means for our people in order for it to be a great city for everyone to work, live, and play in. And so with that, I guess I'll third the motion.
All right, thank you so much, Councilwoman Coonrod. Any additional comments or questions? All right, all in favor? All opposed? All right, motion passes. Congratulations to you, Tony. All right, Madam Clerk, item E under Office of Community Health.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute Amendment Number 3 of the Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Chattanooga and the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga Master of Public Health Program to hire one additional graduate assistant, increasing the budget of $64,022 by $6,089 to the amount of $70,111.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. If there's no objection to council, I would like to take items F and G as a group. All right, Madam Clerk?
Item F, a resolution authorizing the chief of police to approve and if awarded, accept a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security to provide funding for overtime to administer bicycle and pedestrian enforcement and education for a 12-month term beginning October 1, 2022 and ending September 30, 2023 for an amount not to exceed $35,000. Item G, a resolution authorizing chief of police to approve and if awarded, accept a grant contract with the Hamilton County District 3 Homeland Security Council for the purchase of 2 mobile X-ray units for a grant period ending January 31, 2025 in the amount of $116,074.44. And wherein the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Office of Domestic Preparedness State Homeland Security Grant 2022 was awarded to Hamilton County in the amount of $224,756.57.
All right, Councilman Henderson?
Move approval.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, all opposed? Motion passes. Under Public Works, we would like to take items H and I if there's no objection from council. Okay, go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Item H, a resolution authorizing Mayor Kelly to execute an agreement with Hamilton County for the Courts Community Service Program to schedule workers to conduct litter pickup on city streets over fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $60,000. Item I, a resolution authorizing the City of Chattanooga to allocate $1,702,192.32 from the Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act reimbursement of operational expenses to purchase 3 automated garbage trucks, 1 paint truck, 1 thermoplastic trailer with hand liner, 1 passenger vehicle, and GPS tracking for the purposes of completing operations equipment purchases paused during the pandemic.
All right, Councilman Hester.
Move to approve.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Okay, all opposed? All right, motion passes. All right, council, we're now ready for purchases.
Good evening, council. We have one purchase recommended for approval from the Street Maintenance Division of Public Works. This is a new blanket contract for biohazard removal and disposal services. 7 bids were requested and 2 were returned. This will be a 4-year agreement not to exceed $50,000 per year. The award will go to Belfour USA Group, Inc. as the best bid for the city of Chattanooga.
All right, council, what's your pleasure?
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes.
We also have 3 RFPs we are requesting approval for, not to approve any awards at this time. The first is from the Department of Technology Services. The department seeks a vendor who can provide online survey tools for employee engagement and pulse surveys. There are many tools and platforms available with different features and reporting. An RFP will give the department the flexibility to see the possible options and technology that would best suit their needs. The second is also from the Department of Technology Services. The department is looking for a vendor that can do a workspace redesign of the third floor of the Edney building. The vendor will be tasked with maximizing the space while utilizing existing equipment and replacing furniture as necessary. There will be multiple vendors that can provide different ideas and options for this area, and an RFP will best serve as the best mechanism for this purchase. And last, from the Office of Homelessness and Supportive Housing, the Sanctioned Encampment was a pilot project that kicked off summer 2022. The Sanctioned Encampment has provided a safe location for individuals experiencing homelessness to reside and serves as a safe location for these residents to keep their belongings. Its core purpose is to provide individuals experiencing both episodic and chronic homelessness a place to stay in absence of a low-barrier shelter. The RFP will serve to allow community partners to suggest approaches to operating and maintaining the encampment within a predetermined budget.
Second.
All right, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Brooke.
We have one emergency purchase to report as well. This emergency purchase is from the Public Works Department for asphalt paving to repair walkways at Hickson Youth Baseball Fields 1 and 2. The installation of a new field lighting system at the Hickson Youth Baseball Fields has resulted in the need for repairs to the existing asphalt walkways around Fields 1 and 2 ahead of summer ball season due to safety and accessibility concerns. Asphalt repair was not covered by the lighting agreement. A scope of work package was sent to 3 paving contractors who responded. The total cost of this emergency purchase is $50,250, and the supplier is Faultless Inc.
All right, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. All right, council, prior to committee reports, our city attorney does have information he needs to share.
Yes, ma'am. Pursuant to the charter, the city attorney's office has to present cases when there's a settlement amount in excess of $50,000. And I have 2 settlements that I'd like to get on the record, one involving Doyle and Augusta Bodenhammer versus the city of Chattanooga and Billy Pell, which the city attorney's office has obtained a settlement in the amount of $59,171.90. And then the second settlement is a claim involving a lady by the name of Michelle Mormon, which the city attorney's office has obtained a settlement in the amount of $65,000. And just wanted to put those on the record at this time so that it's in a public meeting.
All right.
Yes.
Right.
And in addition to that, we had received a complaint here as well regarding one of your council members pursuant to section 2-761. Whenever some complaint is lodged against any member of the council, the ethics officer has to present that complaint at the next regularly scheduled meeting of the council, and y'all have to make a vote. I have provided y'all with a summary of that information, the same summary that I've already given to reporter David Floyd last Tuesday regarding an instance. And based upon my opinion as the city attorney, I do not believe that there is an ethics violation here as to Councilwoman Burrs in connection with the ethics complaint that was filed by Olivia Towser. I do not find any information that established that the amendments to the noise ordinance were caused as a result of any interaction between Councilwoman Burrs and Ms. Towser, and I do not believe that there was any attempt to use her position for personal financial gain or to secure any privilege or exemption. And as such, at this point in time, it'd be my recommendation that this complaint should be closed at this time, but y'all have to take a vote on that.
All right. Based on the information received by the city attorney and his opinion, does the council believe this matter should be closed at this time? A yes vote means that it'll be dismissed or closed, and a no vote means it would not be dismissed or closed. So all in favor?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All opposed? All right. So the matter should be closed or dismissed.
That is required by section 2-761B in the code.
Thank
We're
you
good.
so much. I appreciate it. All right. And Councilwoman Coonrod.
Thank you, Chair. We didn't have strategic planning today, so I didn't know where to put this at. But the organization, the AKAs, they submitted a sponsorship request. I did forward it to Ms. Nicole about it for city council to sponsor their jazz brunch. So I wanted to see if council would be interested in being a sponsor for that event,
Is there a
as
cost?
the entire council.
Okay. Is there a cost for that one?
So they have 3 different levels, jazzed up, 2,500. We're back level 1,500, the pink level is 750.
Okay.
But Ms. Nicole do have all the information, and I had to mention it at a public session, comment session.
Okay. Nicole, could you send that out in a calendar invite, and we'll just process it like we usually process those, if the numbers are right? Thank you, Councilwoman Coonrod. All right, now it's time for committee reports. Councilwoman Coonrod?
No report.
All right, Councilwoman Knoll?
No report.
Councilwoman Burrs?
Yes, ma'am.
We had our final budget education session today, and the council is ready to move forward. We will be we publicized it today. We'll also be doing it on the website. The schedule will be, public hearing will be June 6th. The first vote will be June 13th. The second vote will be June 20th. So any information the public needs about the budget, you can look on the website, or you can contact your council representatives. And hopefully you'll be fully informed for the public hearing on the 6th.
All right, thank you, Councilwoman Burrs. I'm sorry, Councilman Henderson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Next week, we will be having a Public Safety Committee meeting where we'll be given the park quarterly report, and we'll get a crime reduction update by Chief Murphy.
All right, thank you very much. Councilman Smith?
No report, Madam Chair.
Councilman Ledford?
Planning and zoning will meet June 6th, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you. And Councilman Hester?
We did meet today. We'll meet again June the 13th.
All right, and Madam Vice Chair Hill?
The Affordable Housing Committee will meet next week with an update on the eviction prevention initiative.
All right, thank you very much. All right, now comes time for recognition of persons who want to address the council. If you would like to do that, you can go ahead and start lining up. And City Attorney, could you read the rules?
Yes, ma'am. At the end of each council business meeting, the chair will recognize members of the public who wish to address the council. Here's your rules. Each speaker wishing to address the council can only be recognized up front for the microphone that's provided. Can't have more than 3 minutes to speak, and you can address the council only upon matters within their legislative and quasi-judicial authority, and not on matters that are not under their authority or regulated by other governmental bodies or agencies. Don't engage in any vulgar or obscene language, nor use the floor to personally attack or personally denigrate others, and address your comments to the council as a whole and not towards individual council members. And please don't engage in disorderly conduct or disrupting a public meeting, which is prohibited by Tennessee law. And someone commits that offense if a person substantially obstructs or interferes with the meeting by physical action or verbal utterance with the intent to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting or gathering. Please go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Yes, my name is Mike Smith. I'm the Executive Director of the Chattanooga Regional Homeless Coalition. For now, we will be renaming ourselves the Tennessee Homeless Coalition.
Oh.
We find it funny because it's going to be THC, but that's. But our intention with this is very specific. The communities that are outside of our jurisdiction are failing. As we've shown in our community, we can lead the way home, which is why we've titled our conference this year, Leading the Way Home Tennessee. We believe that no Tennessean has to sleep outside. So I'm using this tonight, I guess, partly to say to the communities next to us, get your house together, otherwise we will. You're not going to send people to Chattanooga. No Tennessean sleeps outside. I was in DC as a representative of Tennessee in the National Alliance to End Homelessness Leadership Council. I represent the entire state. While there, this council approved a partnership with the coalition for the purchase of a new homeless management information system platform. That is very important. This is how we break down silos. We all share data together. We prioritize people. This is how we move towards a more equitable future for those experiencing homelessness. You've heard me say before that persons of color are overrepresented on the streets. There's a myriad of different factors in that. Councilwoman Hill mentioned the EPI program, which is a very great program. The coalition sought and attained $500,000 to put towards the EPI Flex Fund to keep people in their house. Back to the HMIS, and I do want to mention one thing. For a person with a disability, something has to be done with the sound in here. Either like some words or, it's very hard. But you approve the HMIS system. Anytime you see homelessness come across any agenda, ask yourself, are you requiring that they enter data into that system? Because if not, you're hamstringing us. That's what the Burke administration did to us. There's a better way. But thank you for approving that purchase, and just register for the conference, y'all. Councilwoman Hill did. She can show you where to get registered. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. All right, sir, you can come on up. You can go ahead and start.
I'm Stephen Bates, in my district, I think it's 7, it's downtown. And yes, Sunday was Mother's Day, and my parents did not necessarily tell me when I was 18 to get a wife and marry. And at 52, I'm not, but if any of y'all have any influence with the school board or whatever, I would support education to encourage family, the male-female bond in a family, traditional American nuclear family, or bigger than nuclear family, as a Christian and a Republican. And as a Christian, I would like to say, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, so that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And used in a known tongue of French, Cardu tant mille mon kills it dans sa fait unique, often cri concrete croix in lui ne perish pas, mais qu'il ait vive éternel. And they teach French in high school and make it a requirement in college for a degree, which most jobs require. So that should be. Anyway, I went to French-speaking Canada twice, and I'm glad that Prince Charles is now King of Britain since a couple months ago or whatever. My business closed business license ran out yesterday, but at least I attempted it, and I learned from it. You never fail because you get experience. And I could not get funding from the SBA or from the banks. So I would encourage any of the council members who got pulled with economic development to get more grants or something, and try a contest for people who want to fund businesses. You know, I have television production and audio production. I was a radio DJ at Chattanooga State's 91 Rock the Wall for 10 years. It no longer existed, closed down in 2012. Now it's Family Life Radio, and now I want to start a family at a late age. But man can have children up until 80. Women go barren in the 40s or something. That's biological. And this is addressing the council. This is political stuff that the council should be, I believe my council district should be interested in our vote area election. So I'm trying to be a businessman, trying to be a family man. I vote, I'm college educated. And it's not my fault, I do not qualify. I didn't start early enough because I was not guided by my parents. Maybe because of the traditional deficit, because we didn't fully enter society into the Johnson administration, Voting Rights Act and Civil Rights Act. But I'm trying. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anna Smith Broomfield. I reside at Stone Ridge Apartment, 1020 West 37th Street. And I approached Ms. Dockley about my apartment complex. And the very next day, Ms. Dockley was in motion addressing my issues. And I come tonight to thank her and Ms. Strong. I really appreciate what you did.
Thank you, Ms. Anna. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's very nice.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Stephen Marshall. I'm a gospel rapper with the group called Say the Youth Tour.
Hey, Mr. Marshall, what district do you live in?
I live I live on Bailey,
Okay.
or on Bailey Avenue. I come today to talk about the violence that we're having in the city of Chattanooga with our young people and some of the older adults. I wrote a song called Think Twice Before You Take a Life. And this song is getting played in 125 countries on WESL radio in St. Louis, Missouri. The reason why I wrote the song, because I see our young people is killing one another, picking up guns, and taking each other's lives. Me and Mr. Winston have come up with an ideal that we know that it will reach our young youth today in society. And the disciple is who I am, a disciple who follow the word of God. Stephen Marshall is my name. I have been performing around the Southeast for over a decade and been featured artist on New Star Production, a Say the Youth tour for several years, which moves around to community centers and schools in Chattanooga, Tennessee, talking to kids and young adults about alternative to drugs and gangs. I have appeared in some of the biggest festivals, Riverbend Festival, but my goal is to reach our young people, because it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about teaching our next generation, teaching them, educating them about in the society of the world today. Say the Youth Tour was created in 2008 to bring vital information to our youth
Right, thank
through
you, Mr.
music and
Marshall.
ministry.
All right. Did you have something too, sir?
Well, we're working on a music video, and there are certain parts of the city that we may need to use, so we may want to get with some of the city council members who districts that we can try to finish up the music video in.
Okay.
So we can try to get with y'all a little later on.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank y'all so
And I'm
much.
sorry, what's your
Thank you so
name?
much.
What's your name, sir?
Chris Winston.
Chris Winston. All right, thank you, Mr. Winston.
All right, y'all have a blessed day.
You
Have a
too.
blessed day. Thank you.
Thank y'all. All right, you can put 3 minutes up on the timer. All right, you can go ahead, Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Monty Bell, the homeless journalist, the gray hair at Fox. I'll use District 8 tonight. The Voice. The reason I got that label is my singing ability. It had nothing to do with radio or television. Monty Bell has those pipes. That's what they used to say, and they still do. But tonight, and we're running out of time with my legal situation here. Mr. Attorney, on last time I said I'd be back. I had some challenges getting a General Sessions docket number. This docket number goes all the way back to 1993. But former Councilman Byrd chose last week to once again charge me with a dismissed charge. 30 years ago this time, he wants to charge me with a dismissed charge. registration violation. I purchased 23 vehicles, January, February, March of 1993 to run my company. And doggone every one of them was removed from the state registration, making me a target all over the United States of America by my hometown, friends of the court, people that I grew up with. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk with Reuben Taylor once again. I'm going to see if he can't turn around and face me. I'm entitled, according to the 14th Amendment, to face my accusers. A man made me an enemy of the state, this black-on-black crime enforced by whites. If you wonder why we don't have any change here, we're on the wrong road. And it's impossible for us to get to the right place. $105,670 million is going to be doubled after next week because I'm going to see if we can't get Anthony Byrd to get out of the life of Monty Bell. And I want you all to bring these women that you've been charging me with, because thus far it's only men in drag. And that's not going to be added to the history of Monty Bell, the homeless journalist, the gray-haired fox. I'm not going to have men in drag charging me with charges. And it's sticking on my court history. Men in drag. It's not going to keep happening. And that's all you got. And we're going to see if Greg Beck can prove to me why every time I come to the county commission, he's the man in drag. There are no women. Not a one.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
And I'll see you next week. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right. Council, I don't see anyone else lined up. What's your pleasure? Okay, meeting adjourned.